as your president, these are going to be my top solutions to fix this country. More money, more money, more money. Less traffic, more, great sex.
Okay. I see people rejoicing on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, my period has come. Thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy." And I'm just like, We can see that you've been busy.
I had to go to the pharmacy in the morning
After.
and then as we were leaving, they gave me a leaflet for a church. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Say It With Your Chest. If you're wondering what this is a special, should I say, OffAir mini-series. We have come together with Durex.
They're not serious. Can you see?
Okay, should I say that?
Leave it there. Leave it there. Let everybody see.
We have decided to work with Durex to come up with this very informative and entertaining mini-series where we basically encourage you to say it with your chest. Yes? That's pretty much what we're saying.
Yeah.
Today's topic is this. Who sets the rules in the bedroom?
I think for the most part, people often assume that it's the guy. But I think in some circumstances, I think it depends on who is more experienced. So in the rare occasion where the guy is not as experienced, it's the more experienced person that will kind of take the lead and set the tone, kind of. Like, I do have friends who are guys who at some point were either celibate or didn't start having sex early or for religious reasons or for whatever reason, that sort of thing. So I'd imagine that kind of person will not, quote unquote, take charge. Where are you taking charge to where? What did you start? When did you start?
So this sounds like maybe the first few encounters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So when does it become like a more sort of balanced thing?
Does it ever get balanced? I think that a lot of times people kind of society, whatever it is you can use to, people just feel like it's the guy that's setting the tone in the bedroom. But it might not be the case for most people. It's for a lot of people is what I'm saying, instead of assuming. So
all right, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of this episode, let's and talk about rules. Let us start here. Do couples actually discuss intimacy, or do they just assume that things will work out? We are running a poll. We'll put the results of this poll at the end of this episode. And these were the questions. For women, it is, do you feel confident enough to take the lead? For men, are you secure enough to let her take the lead? How do you think people answer?
I hope they answered honesty, to be honest. I don't even know how, but we'll see the results at the end of the episode. We'll put them on the screen so you can see. But there's questions though. Why do you think that people think in the bedroom, for example, that the leadership or the role of leadership is placed heavily on men?
Again, I think a lot of our attitudes, a lot of our thoughts about sex, they've basically been dictated by the society we're in. Because like you said at the beginning of this, you said that quite often, you'd think it's the person that's most experienced that would, take the lead. And in this society, we've been taught that generally men are and should be the most experienced. Because why are you taking the lead as a woman? There's that, and then there's also, I also feel that a lot of women may want to take the lead, but then
that was my next
said it
thing.
many times. Some women are scared of judgment. Some women are like, they feel like they still have to have that sort of good girl image and, and just not take the lead and be super confident.
Pretty much, yeah. They hesitate to take the lead even when they know what they want. Or is it about confidence in some cases, culture or fear of judgment?
I think so.
All of the above, basically, because a lot of times women are worried about being labeled a certain way. If you label a lady as quote unquote loose or a bit too friendly, there's some sort of stigma that comes with it, as opposed to a guy, he's loose.
Do you know what's so funny? Every time I hear loose, loose is such a bad word in Nigeria. But in the UK, there's a very, very popular talk show with women called Loose Women.
Oh,
very
I'm
popular.
Sure they knew what they were doing.
Very
when
popular, and
used
it's
that.
just so I just wish if I could have one wish, let's do away with terms like loose and wayward, and But yes, I do.
Promiscuous.
Yes, I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense, but I understand it.
I get it.
Do
you feel that? I mean, you have conversations with friends. Do you feel that silence has become like the default rule in a lot of Nigerian bedrooms? And also, what happens when both people are waiting for the other person to lead?
Then a lot of frustration happens in the house. That's when you just be like, but I opened this milk yesterday. Why is it finished? All these different things. I've said it before. I really think that if more people were having better sex, and better sex includes being able to communicate freely, being able to say, I like this, I don't like this. What do you like? You like this? You don't like that? I think we would be much calmer. Come on, Gimme. I know there are times when, you've had like a bit of fun in the morning, and then all of a sudden your day kind of is just, the sun's brighter, that small traffic that you always used to be like, go punish your papa. All of those things, you're just kind of like, oh, it's okay, you go.
That's your solution. You go. Have more sex.
Look. These are as your president, these are going to be my top solutions to fix this country. I'll find a way to just give everybody more money. That's it. More money. Less traffic, more, great sex.
Okay.
Can you tell me that those three things would not somehow make this country better?
I can't argue that it won't.
Do you agree with me in the studio? Who agrees with me? Yes or no?
Tolu for president.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your votes. Thank you so much. Anyways, yeah, but it's true. And I think that good sex really can only come about when, communication is there.
I also think that it's also because the consequences can be a bit higher for women.
A bit?
In terms of,
drastically higher.
Yeah, like pregnancy, fear of pregnancy, fear of infection, things like that. Fear of people maybe doing something wrong. But honestly, I think that the fear of pregnancy is huge. Everybody talks about, especially when you were single and you were not married or, in a committed relationship, people used to be worried about pregnancy, and I see people rejoicing on Twitter, and they're like, oh, my period has come, thank you Lord, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I'm so happy. And I'm just like, we can see that you've been busy. But yeah, no, but it's true. So I think that women in some areas, because of that fear also, apart from the fear of being looked at as promiscuous or being too knowledgeable about worldly things, quote unquote, there's also this I'm trying not to do too much so I don't get pregnant, so I don't do this, so I don't do that. It's also, and then people also thinking of, to me, people might argue and say things like, oh, my body count, there's so many fears, there's so many.
I actually have a question for you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on, and I'm going to ask the guys in the studio as well, what is your thoughts on women carrying condoms?
I don't see anything wrong with it. And I feel like you should be able to protect yourself. Especially people have been in situations where stuff is going down, there's foreplay going down, and then it's at that moment and the person is like, oh, I did not buy.
So for the guys in the studio, is it a bad thing if you met this girl, you thought she was hot, she was attractive, you guys are talking, and she's like, oh, I want to come and watch Netflix at your house. You have Netflix, right? I want to come watch Netflix in your house, and you kind of know what is possibly going to happen. She comes to your house, you guys are watching Netflix, and then things start to happen, and maybe you are caught on a whiz, and she's like, I've got one. Do you look at her like, ugh, or do you kind of just say, oh, let's go? How do you look at her like, why do you have a condom in your bag?
Would you feel like she's loose? Be honest, yes or no?
No, I don't think I would say her as being loose.
Okay.
She's just being safe and protected. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
You look at us, but that is he's being honest, because there are guys that kind of are thinking, oh my gosh, you must have like a carton in your house that you just put one or two in your bag every time you're going out. What kind of woman are you? But I think that I really honestly feel that some people have found themselves in certain situations where, yes, an unwanted pregnancy happened because they did not fully protect themselves. So I don't think that's bad. I think, and let's be honest, right?
Okay.
As a woman, yeah. If I'm saying to you, oh, I want to come and watch movies in your house. I know what I want to do. I'm not really, I mean.
No, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No. Most times, I'm going to say with me, most times, if I'm saying to you, I have different TVs in my house. There's cinema if I want to go. So if I'm doing let me come and hang out, I know that there is a possible chance. Otherwise, I will probably just say, let's go and do something, I probably won't come to your house or something. Yeah. So I feel that a lot of women, if you are in that situation, you have an idea that it might happen. You have an idea that it might happen. And is it wrong for you to just kind of say, you know what, I'm okay with this happening? You're like, if it does happen, I'm okay with it. You are okay with it. Is it bad for you to just say, just in case this guy's an idiot, let me just put this in my bag?
Yeah. Okay. Somebody I know went to buy condoms years ago, and at the counter, at the pharmacy, were two young guys. So they kind of looked at her like, and said, she was like, okay. So she picked up lube, and then she picked up baby oil, and she was like, oh yeah, kill yourself. Like, okay, and judge away. Do you understand that sort of thing? So it's also people are also a bit concerned about perception.
Yeah.
And thank goodness for these apps that you have right now that you can order things on, because some of these apps show you the number one most ordered thing, and the number one most ordered thing, or number two, is usually condoms, and the other thing,
the
morning after
the pill. I was going to share a story. God. Anyways, but this was many years ago. Many years ago. So I had to go to the pharmacy. I had to go to the pharmacy in the morning. And
morning after.
And then, because for me, I was like, look, I'm not trying to sort of mess up and everything. And so we were both there just loitering and just like, you go and everything. So eventually we did. And then as we were leaving, they gave me a leaflet for a church.
There used to be this pharmacy.
And I was like, oh, that's not even for me though. I'm writing it for somebody. It's not for me.
There used to be this pharmacy on Admiralty that was owned by a super religious woman. It was a very big pharmacy.
And they shouldn't carry those things.
Thank you. Anytime you'd go buy stuff like that, she'd kind of eye you. I'm telling you. Especially if you were female and you want to buy stuff like that. You want to buy lube, you want to buy condoms, you want to buy anything that alludes to you going to be intimate with somebody, she'll give you a dirty look. But if it's a guy, not so much, but a babe, she's like, auntie, they eventually closed down. Maybe if you were not eyeing your customers, you would still be in business today.
It's crazy. We are like 200 million people in this country.
Yes.
Some people are having sex.
A lot of
And
people have
the most
sex.
important thing to make sure is that they're having safe sex. You can discuss the moralities around it as well, which I think, you know what, in lots of cases, very, very valid. But at the end of the day, I don't think we should be having I don't think we need to get to 210 million. Let's just calm down.
I think as long as you're a consenting adult, if you are having sexual relations with another person, you should be confident enough to, number one, communicate things that you need in the bedroom. So you can't always leave it up to especially if you're a woman, you can't leave it up to the guy to say, oh, he'll buy the condoms. What if you are in the heat of the moment and he doesn't buy the condoms, and then next thing you know, in about a few months, you are buying Cerelac. So this is why you need, and children are expensive, so you better know what you're doing. That's number one. And then number two, if you, for example, you feel like you know how you feel. If you feel like, oh, you don't like this particular brand of condoms, you can easily pick from the range that Durex has that you feel would enhance your experience. Also, people always like to play around with lube and think that, oh, it's for people that, I don't know how to explain it, but lube enhances the experience. So basically, if a woman feels like, look, I don't like the way this thing feels, but I feel like lube is going to help, hey, I think that we should stop leaving it up to one person or one gender to set the tone. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. You don't want, nobody wants to be chafing. What's the word? Chaffing. I be chafing. Do you understand what I mean?
Chafing.
Thank you. Chafing. Sorry. Nobody wants to be doing that. So, auntie, do yourself a favor. You're an adult. Don't let anybody judge you. Go, if you are too shy, okay, use the apps. There's so many of them.
Aren't these conversations that you should have even before you start visiting each other's bedrooms? Like, these are the conversations you should have when you're getting to know each other. Like, how do you feel about this? How do you know? And I feel that there's a certain, you may not have to be explicit with your questions, but you will have an idea of the kind of person that you're dealing with. So there should be no surprises. And I think sometimes it's okay to be like, okay, so do you normally have this, or should I bring this? We're all adults. So it should be something that you should be okay talking freely about. But you know what? I'd love to find out what our listeners, our viewers and listeners think about this. So what do you think? Is it okay for a woman to just, carry condoms the way men carry condoms?
I think so. I think that, and I don't think that you carrying condoms means that you are promiscuous. I think that you are making a decision to protect yourself. Regardless of, look, it's better for someone to judge you than for you to live with a lifelong consequence, all because you didn't want someone to talk about you or look at you a certain way. Especially if you're a woman, many times you're the one who's going to be, pregnant, especially if you're not ready. If your goal is pregnancy and you've discussed that with your partner, that's different.
I was going to say both of you, both your goals.
But if your goal is just pleasure, then by all means, protect yourself. It's very, very important. If your goal is more pleasure, look at the different products under the various ranges that they have. And there's definitely one that will suit whatever it is that you're trying to do, whether it's mutual pleasure, whether it's protection, whether it's confidence, whether it's longer lasting sex, and all of that. We asked a question before this episode. We asked you guys a simple question. What rules have you and your partner set to make intimate time better? And well done to some of you. Let's go to some of the answers. Well done. This person says, phones off, lights dimmed, and no rushing. We treat it like an actual date, even at home. Good.
Music.
Good.
Music. Mm-hmm. What's your song? Gbemi tries to,
there's playlists.
No.
We've been in the business.
You have a playlist, but there's a song.
We've been in because you can't do that. You know why? You've been in the business for a long time, so we have a lot of experience with music. So you set curated playlists, and there's different playlists.
Gbemi the DJ.
Shut up your mouth. And there's different playlists for different types of intimate moments. The Fast and Furious moments and the more sensual moments.
Fair play.
You are trying to go fast and then somebody's telling you I love you. Shut up. Change the playlist to something else. I don't want to hear I love you.
So if you're saying that, after hearing you, I get that.
Okay.
If you're saying that, I do have different playlists, but it's sort of we're at the club playlist. Like the songs will get me in the mood. Mm-hmm. So we're at the club. If that song drops, we're leaving. Then there's a song that has to if that song plays in the car on the drive. So all of
what
these.
What if the timing is not like you said?
No, I'm not saying it has to be there, but I'm just talking about how music. So in the
adds to the
the club. If I'm here, oh my gosh, you know the one that I love right now.
What?
Gunna.
Are you
serious? That one, and then in the bedroom, one of my favorite ones.
What?
John Legend. Best you ever had.
But remember we had this conversation years ago. We're talking about music, and we're like, imagine you just set it on shuffle or something, and you now hear an artist that you know you like, I don't want to hear you in my bedroom. Get out. I remember I joked about it. I was like, imagine you are there, and you now hear Banky. You be like, ew, it's like what? It's like a sibling singing in your ear when you're about to be intimate.
There was a Banky song that I
But did you not feel weird?
Follow me. Oh, that one. It did. After a while, I was like, but I mean, thankfully, I was distracted by other things. No, I wasn't in the video. Leave me alone, Joe.
No.
But anyways, I think that's the song, right? But I think everybody should have like a playlist.
Yes,
like
several playlists.
Yes. If what's it called? ASAP Rocky. I love bad bitches. That's like my okay. And then
there's this babe I just discovered. I can't remember, Sabrina something, but I don't know. I'm just like, well, sister. I mean, I later found out that she's problematic. She might be a little racist, but I was like,
we're gonna let it slide. Listen to that Gunna, and there's a remix with Burna.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know the song now.
No, they don't.
Do you know the song?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But they
All
don't.
right. So
Okay,
if
back
you
to
guys-
back to.
yes.
Sorry,
Sorry,
back to
yes. Let's
back
go
to yeah. Somebody said no talking about bills or stress once we're in
Why
bed.
now?
That's
Isn't that? Do you even have to say that?
that space is strictly for connection. Please, nobody wants to hear. The plumber came today and they said that the popping machine is bad. No, please, no.
But why
Like,
would you? Why
no.
would you be talking about that?
Some
during sex?
people have board meetings when they are in the middle of that. Or another one is we alternate who plans surprise nights.
I like that.
That sounds interesting.
I like that.
It could be music, it could be candles, or just a new mood. Okay.
Let me read this one. We promise to always say what we like instead of assuming the other person knows.
Communication.
That is it. I think at the beginning of this episode as well, we talked about this ideology that men should just know what to do. Do not
fair.
go. It is not fair. And what ends up happening is they probably will be thinking, this worked for my last partner, so this should work for you. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? What are you doing? So it's very important to communicate. Compliments are mandatory.
Yes.
You have to hype your partner before anything else. That is so important.
Very.
And let us talk about the kind of compliments.
Okay.
Like, I want to hear, damn, you look fucking good. I don't want to hear, oh, that's a nice dress.
So silly.
I don't want to hear that's a pretty dress.
My mind said, that egusi you cooked today was so good.
You know what? That could work for some people.
Some people who like to
that
be
could
to
work
be
with some.
complimented on their
That could
food.
work with some people. It could be like your hair is, you know, yeah. So and it could be both ways as well.
Yes.
Like,
Do you see how men blush when you compliment them?
yes.
Like, have you seen those videos, right? When a girl says, like, she goes around with the camera and then she says some nice things to some guys and they just...
And then the lady in America that goes to the guys and just says, oh, you're too handsome not to be smiling. And every single time,
that's nice.
the guys just like smile. So very important. I love the fact that you brought that up. It shouldn't just be
For
men
women,
paying, their partners, their female partners compliments. It should be the other way around as well. If your man is looking sharp in his starched white up and down, you need to just be like, baby, wait, let me just take a picture. You're looking so fine. Like, that guy will start walking differently.
It helps confidence.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I don't think it's compliments are just for women. Also do give compliments to your partner if you're a woman, to the guy as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We're all human at the end of the day.
When he's gotten that fresh haircut and everything, just
This person says we keep it fun. Laughter is allowed. Pressure is not. Okay, that's why I don't understand those people who they call it. Some people have sex in the middle of an argument. They are fighting. They're talking for weeks. So they go and they can have sex and they go back to keeping malice. Is everything okay?
I get it. I can get it. Because even though you're keeping malice, you still have needs. And for a second you can just put your, like, I hate you, but okay, come on, let's quickly
Don't touch me.
And then after that,
Don't touch me first.
but that's why I don't like your mom and everything. I'm just joking.
God,
I'm just
I
joking. So I get it. But guys, and this is something that always I'm just marveled at. I marvel at this. That guys can actually have sex with somebody that they do not like. That they really do not like.
Like they dislike.
That they dislike.
What?
That they do not like her, maybe they think the person's, horrible or whatever, but they would still not refuse ask from that person. Yeah. When one of my guy friends told me, I was just like, wait, so you don't like that person and you still were okay hitting that? If I don't like you, don't touch me. I will vomit if you touch me.
Why are you even saying my nakedness in the first place? We made us time non-negotiable even on busy weeks, which brings, I have a question about this. What do you feel about people who schedule, like they put it in their calendars? Is that a yay or is that a red flag, green flag?
I think it's whatever works for the couple, because there's some couples that is the only way it happens and they're okay with it and they, it's worked for them. And there are other people that they like the spontaneity. They like for things to be, I guess, more organic. But if you have a busy schedule, for example, if I don't know,
5 children.
do you understand? If you your house is in Mowe, but you work on the island, you stay on the island during the week and everything.
And you go every
when
day.
are you going to? It's only the weekends that you're probably going to get a chance. So are you going to be like, let's just see what happens? No, you're going to be like, okay, so I'll be at home by 6 o'clock. You better be ready. Do you understand? So that's how that if it works for them, you know.
Remember the therapist that we had last season that said that you need to financially motivate your woman during the day. so that she will be what did he say, that she will be sexually what did he say? There's a
So
word
a lot of people were upset by that. A lot of people were upset by that. But again, this is down to what are your love languages. If your love language is, and I'm updating my love languages, by the way.
Towards?
If your love languages are, receiving constant, credit alerts, that's your love language. Rather than quality time. I love quality time. My new love language is quality time abroad. Yes.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Amen to that.
Yeah. So if that excites you,
if I think you know your partner.
Yeah.
For some people, if you know that he wants XYZ type of meals, or for some people like he likes this sort of food, and you are doing the opposite, and you are expecting this person to put out at night, what are you doing? Like, do you understand?
What would you say to women who are in a position where they want to take charge, they want to sort of maybe seduce their man, but they're sort of confidence issues and they're not quite sure how to do it or what to do? What would you say to them?
But this is your partner. You don't have to. You don't become Jessica Rabbit in a day. Try subtle ways to do certain things. And then I feel like you build your confidence that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just little steps.
Yeah, little steps here and there until you embolden yourself, I guess. Okay. There's so many messages to read out, but we don't have the time.
Thank you so much to every single person that sent a message, by the way.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. And also don't forget to answer the poll.
Yes.
We're going to give you results for that at the end. It should be like flashing on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have got to round up this episode. But let's talk about key takeaways. My key takeaways are that when people feel relaxed, prepared, and confident, it's easier to enjoy these moments. And I can't stress how important it is to be comfortable with your partner.
Absolutely.
To have, these conversations, to try new things. And if you are in a situation where both of you just don't talk, you're just going to be having mundane sex.
And this is where I'm always confused. Like, this is your partner. This is somebody that you should be comfortable with. This is somebody that, I'm not saying that everything is going to be perfect all the time, but this should be somebody that this is your refuge, your partner. If the world is stressing you, this is your person. So it might not be like that for everyone, but I just feel like you should try to get to that position where the person outside of intimacy, that person is your friend. If you were not sleeping with this person, will you hang out with this person? Will you be friends with this person? Because I don't get it. Like, how
that's deep. That's deep. There are a lot of people in relationships, marriages, whatever, with people that they don't quite like, but they're just married. So if you're in that kind of situation, I can imagine it's not easy to have those conversations. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about we're talking about the good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Now we're going to display the results of the poll after this episode, so you can just pause and look at the results of the poll. All right.
Okay.
And if you have any gist for us, feel free to slide into our DMs.
Of course, they're always open. And thank you so much for watching. And do remember that Say It With Your Chest is proudly powered by Durex.
Thank you.